Hi there, I'm Robert and I try things. Cue the intro. I wanted to share a cool tool that I just found that lets me use the same mouse and keyboard on multiple computers, actually up to 4 computers, seamlessly. Now, this tool is from Microsoft Garage, which is essentially just a bunch of personal or passion projects from Microsoft engineers. Microsoft encourages employees to work on stuff that's outside their normal purview, and that's where this tool came from. Now, all that inspirational crap aside, this is the Network KVM switch that I've been looking for using my 2 PC stream setup. Now, what is a Network KVM switch? Well, it's a KVM switch that works over the network. But seriously, take out the network part, and KVM stands for Keyboard Video Mouse. Now, what this does is it enables you to use the same keyboard, mouse, and monitor for more than one computer. Now, in the old days, a KVM was a physical cable. It had an input for your keyboard, mouse, and monitor on one end, and then it would split those into the 2 computers that you would plug that into. And it would have either USB and or PS2 connectors. PS2 is an old way to connect keyboards or mice to a computer, and in the old days, that was kind of standard. Once you had all of that connected, typically you'd have to have a keystroke combination to switch from one computer to the other. On the one KVM that I used, it was pressing page down twice, and that switched from one computer to the other. Now, this tool that I just found doesn't use any physical cables and it doesn't need any special keyboard shortcuts to move from one computer to the other. That's not to say you can't use any keyboard shortcuts to switch, and we'll talk about that later, but you don't have to. It's totally seamless from one computer to the other. Now, I do want to point out that this is for Windows computers only. It is from the Microsoft Garage, so unfortunately it's not going to work for Mac or Linux. And the tool we're looking for is called Mouse Without Borders, and you can just look for that in your favorite search engine, Mouse Without Borders download. Side note, I've been using DuckDuckGo recently just because Google doesn't need to make any more money off of me, and I do realize the irony of saying that on YouTube. Now, you would need to download and install the Mouse Without Borders tool on all of the computers you wanted to use it with, and it can be used with up to 4 computers. You would install it on your main computer, and when it asks you, has this tool been set up on other computers, you're going to tell it no on that one computer. Once you've got it installed on any other computers you want to use it with, it's going to ask you that same question: has this already been set up on other computers? And you'll tell it yes on those up to 3 others. On the one that you told it no, it's going to have a security key, and then right underneath that, the name of the computer that it's installed on. From there, you're going to take that key and that name and plug it into the other computers that you're using with this tool. Once you've got that key and that name plugged into those other computers, voila, that's it. That's the entire setup process. You can now seamlessly move from one computer to the next just by moving your mouse across from screen to screen. And each of the computers does have to have their own screen. I do want to point that out. Now, I did say earlier that you don't have to have a special key combination to move from one computer to another. And you don't have to, but you do have that option. You can tell it, I want to move from computer 1 to computer 4 using a special key combination, and you can find that in the Other Options tab once you've got it installed and set up. Now, that setting that I mentioned is in the bottom section, and you're choosing whether you want to press Control and then F1, 2, 3, and 4, or just 1, 2, 3, 4, or you just want to disable that to go between each individual computer. Now, there are a couple of other options that I found kind of interesting. The first one is in the very top left, the one called Wrap Mouse. What that does is, say you're on computer 1 and you want to get to computer 4 without having to throw your mouse across 3 different screens to get to that 4th one. What you do is instead move your mouse off the left side of the screen and it would wrap around over to number 4. And then vice versa, you would go off the right side of screen number 4 and get back over to screen number 1. Another setting that caught my eye is the All PC mode. And on the description page for the tool, it says it's good for being able to log into multiple computers, typing the username and password all at the same time. Honestly, that's the only thing I can think of to use that for, but if you have other ideas for that, that would be great to hear about in the comments. Related to and just to the left of that setting is Lock All Computers. So you can send a key combination to lock up to 4 computers at once without having to go to each one and do that Windows L key to lock them all individually. And then the last setting that I want to point out that's on by default is the easy mouse setting, and that's what makes this a seamless experience from one computer to the next. You just move your mouse off the edge of the screen and it will move it onto the edge of the next screen. You do have the option to disable that, but with this as its biggest selling point, I don't know why you would ever do that. So again, my name's Robert. I try things. If you have an idea for something to try or you have a comment about this video, definitely let me know down in the comments. If you want to know when I post new videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And then if you want to hang out with me live, I do stream on Thursday and Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Central. I'll see you there.